This game may just be one of the weirdest breakouts there is, mostly just because for being such a late release it's so basic. Like a basic desktop time killer game. Imagine Minesweeper, Cocaine Edition. Hell, it was only available through mail order from Telegames themselves, the last publisher officially licensed by Atari, who were still releasing games after Atari themselves had abandoned the Jaguar to go morph with some storage company, who were also on the brink of death. Yeah, Telegames were there from the early days and stuck around till the end, longer than anyone else. With the console effectively dead in any official capacity, when late games like this dropped, you could debate if they count among the official Jaguar releases, but it pretty much has the legit Atari seal by proxy of Telegames, and it is one of the 2000 titles, so I feel it should be counted. Yeah, to me there's a clean 50 Jaguar games, but it's not all that definitive. It depends what you're counting, which publishers, if Atari had any hand, or games that just went unreleased but were still finished. It's really up to you, but to me I say there's 50 games, and this is certainly one of them. I like Breakout as much as anyone. It's pretty hard to mess up, and this game does not do that. It's just not really doing anything, but that's alright. Besides that music though, bass lines lasting forever and rigid slogging measures going nowhere like music and AI would write. I like it, it's funny, and it still's got some kind of groove. All the tracks are just variations of each other, leitmotifs for fucking Breakout, even sounding a little bit out of key at notes. It's graceless in a way that makes it hard to think. A mesh of hefty electronic pulses, amateur sounding, but it's got a lot of character, and I eat this kind of shit up, this unintentionally surreal music. This shimmying stilted rave like a nightclub midday, everyone's standing around with no dancing, house lights on, maintenance to the toilets in the back. It's mesmerizingly awkward music, but enjoyable in its shaky, bassy, lumbering, mind-numbing swirl, like something written in one very wacky afternoon. So yeah, you set ball catch, brick phasing, and then one of two breakouts. Damn, a whole two. Classic Breakout's as simple as you bet. 2600 looking and playing Breakout, while the fancy 2000 mode is just pretty angled competitive Breakout. I like its focused simplicity, but just wish it lived up more to the 2000 name, as it sure ain't the souped up arcade extravaganza the other 2000 games are. But it is nicer to have something more chilled out. You've got your basic power-ups of big paddles and slowing the opponents, but you gotta catch them pretty fast as they fall down when you don't expect it. I like the sound effects too, highly bleepy and bloopy and very fun to hear constantly on repeat because it's almost annoying, but it's not quite there, so it just comes off as extremely goofy and stupid, and at the start of the level every single block gets a loading sound, making you just sit there and watch and listen to the endless fucking boop sounds. Also, the backgrounds look really cool. Space cages and big metal tech boxes, odd machines and mesh patterns. But yeah, it's basic competitive Breakout. You can mess with the opponent if your balls get over to their side, as missing anybody's ball counts as a miss for you, but then they could also use that ball to clear their own blocks away, so it's a case of being careful to stick to your own side lest you're feeling confident you can mess them up. The multi-ball adds to this light, controlled chaos, and I can imagine this being pretty fun for two players, honestly. And kudos to anyone who gets their friends to play Jaguar Breakout of all the things you could play in the world. So overall, yeah, a bit of a disappointment it ain't some crazy EDM tripped out clusterfuck of a Breakout, but it's perfectly serviceable. A cute, fun, awkward little game. It ain't much, but it'll quench a Breakout thirst nicely. Also, the high scoreboard is called the Ballbuster Hall of Fame, and that alone makes it all very worthwhile.